What's up everyone? So today we're going to be covering this nice 1 to 7.6 risk to reward long that we ended up capturing at New York Open. We've had a couple of days off more or less since the Christmas period started. From about the 23rd of December was our last trading day. So we thought we'd finally jump on today, kind of see what we can capture, but as you can see the majority of today has more or less been chopped, so thank God we managed to kind of catch this long open. But overall it was a nice little trade just to catch back up to London high as a small mitigation of some of this downtrending leg. So yeah, let's get into the trade we took and why we took it. Right, so the preface behind this trade was pretty simple. As you can see that from more or less from Tuesday last week, we ended up filling the new week opening gap and ended up basically seeing a pretty textbook setup. PD array as the hourly gap that was getting filled, the new week opening gap. We ended up souping Monday's low by filling the new week opening gap, leaving behind equal lows, obviously inversions, and we ended up making new highs, right? But again, the whole preface behind this trade was that obviously after seeing all this strong buy side move and bullish uptrend, as soon as the daily candle opened, which was this line here, we ended up mitigating a good amount of this buy side leg. And price ended up respecting OTE, which was really great to see. So which was between the 618 and the 786, and we didn't end up closing below the OTE level. So for us, it was like, well, okay, so we've traded back into a discount of this bullish leg here, and we ended up trading into OTE. So for us, we more or less wanted to see some sort of bullish reaction here, especially because there was so much sell side momentum here that we just left behind so many low time frame inefficiencies and just unmitigated sell stops, and there was a need for a form of even just a low time frame rebalance to the upside, even if we were to continue bearishly to the downside. So what did we see here? We had previous day high above, Asia's high above, and we had London high. So if we go on to the 5 minute, so London high was more or less the closest kind of drawn liquidity in this kind of downtrending LRL, if you would like, and more or less would have been our first target. We knew that today, more or less, because we're leading up to the new year, and New Year's, which is on Thursday, that there's not going to be much trading volume. As you can see, our thesis is really played out here, more or less just low time frame chop. So as much as we would have liked to target previous day high and Asia's high, we knew that, well, if one area of unmitigated liquidity is going to get tagged, it would have been London's high, which I believe was here. Yep, London's high, which is great. And obviously, as you can see, it was the area that got tagged. We would have left a runner, but to be honest, the low time frame momentum that was leading up to London's high, we were quite happy just to completely close out, especially given the week that we're trading in. So what was the setup that formed? So gonna keep it pretty simple here. Clear sell side LRL above, downtrending bearish movements. We ended up tagging a 15-minute PD array, which had been completely respected. Great. We had 1 minute equal lows inside the 15-minute PD array. Strong sell side momentum going into pre-market, which kind of meant that, well, or kind of seemed like we were front running sell side momentum going into New York. We ended up souping the 1 minute equal lows here, going into just before market opened. Ended up displacing slightly higher, obviously shorts covering going into New York Open. A small bit of low time frame kind of volume there as market opened before seeing the real expansion to the upside. So 1 minute soup inside a PD array. We saw a 2 minute inverse fair value gap, which would have been this gap here. Yep, cool. So again, soup of 1 minute equal lows, or this 2 minute wick here inside a PD array. Great 2 minute IFVG, and clear drawn liquidity above, which was London's high. Beautiful trade, basically aiming on price wanting to rebalance at least a small bit of this leg here, mitigating some of these sell side inefficiencies before probably trending to the downside, but who knows. And yeah, so again, we ended up tagging OTE in this price leg here and trading back into discount. Right, so once again, we're just going to go over the reasons for the trade. Right, so strong bearish momentum from the daily open, mitigating buy side from previous week. We ended up tagging into OTE and back into discount of the bullish leg. Strong sell side since the daily open, leaving unmitigated sell stops and low time frame inefficiencies. If we were to continue further to the downside, would want to see even a small rebalance before trend continuation. So again, what kind of conditions or confluences did we get here? So we saw a sweep, so we saw a strong sell side move leading into pre-market, which was that I think it was 3 1-minute candles displacing lower, kind of front running open, sweep of 1 minute equal lows inside 15-minute PD array, and acting as a soup, 2-minute IFVG with strong displacement out of the PD array, and clear targets above as previous session high, acting as draw on liquidity. Right, so again, this is kind of the whole preface behind our trade. Ticks a lot of our boxes, and yeah, again, was really happy to take this trade. Again, obviously not much volume for the rest of the session going on here, probably because of the week we're in. New Year's is coming up in a couple of days, so yeah, again, ticked a lot of our boxes and was really happy with it. That's the end of the episode. Hope you enjoyed. Again, for us, we were just one and done at the open there. Nice little long there, more or less just sub 90 pips captured, and we hope you enjoyed. And again, if you do want to join our free Telegram, then comment join. YouTube doesn't let us put things in the description, so we will send you the free link. And yeah, happy new year to all. Be careful trading the rest of this week, again, as today has displayed, because severe lack of volume in the markets after open. And yeah, see you in the next one.
See you in the next episode. Magnus out.